In the age of social media, not only can you send a message to your friend down the street, but also to family members hundreds of miles away or even halfway across the globe. The internet itself has revolutionized the way that humans have interacted with each other and performed business for the past several years. And it's safe to say that our now limitless access to technology has had an extreme impact on society as we know it compared to just a few decades ago. For members of Generation Z, born from the late 1990s to the early 2010s, ease of access to the internet in the form of social media has been both beneficial and harmful for overall learning, growth, and development. Being born in 2002, some of my earliest memories consist of my involvement in sports, spending time with family, and of course, playing with online computer games and social media applications. Most members of Generation Z were too young to enjoy platforms such as MySpace and Facebook fully due to their popularity in the early 2000s, and thus our lives are now ruled primarily by Snapchat, TikTok, and Instagram. These resources can be positive in that they promote a connectedness and sharing of knowledge between individuals from all over the world. For example, Generation Z is more passionate about preventing the occurrence of smoking because we are more educated about its negative consequences thanks to our near limitless access to the wealth of information online. Social media platforms may also serve as an outlet for creativity, on which it is possible to share important life events with close friends, family, and members of the global community. Adversely, the rise of social media has been linked to a number of negative consequences for the whole of Generation Z. For example, it seems that there has been a significant rise in the total percentage of individuals across the globe suffering from depression and anxiety. Overuse of social media may lead to decreased self esteem, and a young adult struggling with insecurity may become overwhelmed and disheartened when comparing themselves to their fellow peers or respected celebrities. The online identities of our friends, family, and celebrities have become increasingly insincere as the pressure to outperform others on social media has increased. Many members of Generation Z may feel that they will not be accepted unless they portray themselves in a positive light, and thus social media platforms are often not an honest rendition of the individual on the other side of the screen. Further, the overall productivity, attention span, and long term retention of information of members of this generation has seemed to plummet as a direct result of the addictive nature of these applications. Anything from useful 5-minute crafts to current world events can be shared effectively on social media. This is one main reason as to why billions of dollars are spent each day by enormous corporations to send their message to the young and impressionable youth. While sharing your views on social media is a way that Generation Z has cultivated niches where individuals can feel safe to discuss similar opinions on present day issues, only surrounding yourself with those who think in the same way as you can be detrimental to diversity of thinking. This practice may lead to a method of collective decision making motivated more by the consensus of the group rather than the morals of each individual person. It is important that as Generation Z, we prioritize our exposure to views that oppose our own on social media platforms while remaining respectful to the opinions of others. After all, in order to have a strong opinion on a societal issue, it is helpful to be familiar with both sides of the discussion to more effectively contribute to debates using individual thinking. All in all, social media has been both advantageous and harmful to the psychological development of Generation Z. We are infamous for being one of the first groups to grow up with technology at our fingertips by the time we could walk and talk, and this unique advantage also poses many challenges. For example, while we learn to master social media applications early on, and thus are better equipped to enter a technology focused workforce, as a whole, our generation presents with increased levels of mental illness, decreased social skills, and much more. It is important that Generation Z uses social media in moderation and in a responsible manner to overcome these challenges, as well as to teach later generations how to survive in a world full of constantly changing technology without repeating our same mistakes.